Well, back to school. Great time to revisit the time your child spends online. Teachers worry constant screen time impacts kids' attention spans, and now medical research finds some other negative physical effects. Dr. Kumar is on call this morning with suggestions on how to manage your child's digital life. Doc, good morning. Good to have you with us on this Labor Day.
Good morning.
All right, kids are always on screens everywhere you look. Explain to people who don't know already why this is such a big problem.
All right. Well, according to the CDC, kids age 8 to 18 are spending an average of 7.5 hours a day on screens. I mean, this is excluding time in school and homework. And excessive screen time has negative effects on health, from weight gain to actual structural changes in the brain. Now, screens are inevitably going to be part of all of our futures, our kids' futures, but we need to do a better job of controlling the controllable time. And that's that time when they're at home.
Did you say that 7.5 to 8 hours was not including school?
Not including school, not including schoolwork.
That is incredible. All right, so what negative effects are doctors seeing in their young patients?
Okay, at the top of the list, sleep disturbance. Emission of blue light from screens disrupts secretion of melatonin. That affects your circadian rhythm and affects people's sleep. Additionally, doctors are seeing changes in mood, more anxiety, more depressive symptoms, more OCD symptoms, difficulties in concentration, difficulties in cognition. There was a landmark study from the NIH that showed that kids that are spending in excess of 7 hours a day on screens were actually experiencing thinning of their cerebral cortex. Now, that's the part of your brain that's used for analytical thinking. And then finally, screen time, excessive screen time has been linked to lower test scores in the areas of reading, language comprehension, and analytical thinking.
I'm still thinking back to that 7.5, 8 hours a day, and I'm wondering how parents can even allow kids to be sitting there on a screen that long. I mean, it just boggles the mind. Now, if we can't eliminate screen time altogether, so how do parents manage it? Many schools, like, they require the iPads, online textbooks, all that. So that we get, but for the rest of it.
So, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, for kids under the age of 2, the rule is really no screens. Ages 2 to 12, 1 hour a day, and 13 and above, 2 hours a day. So how are we going to do this? Setting boundaries. No screens during mealtime, bedtime, family time, and even car time. I think car time is a great time to really talk to your kids, figure out what's happening in their lives. Additionally, watch your own behavior. Children are modeling the behavior of adults in the home. So if you're on a screen, your child is going to be on a screen. And then finally, if there is an option at school for your child to hand in assignment handwritten, go for that, because handwriting is very powerful. Studies have actually shown that when you write by hand, you improve your attention, you improve your memory, and you're also improving these complex motor skills that you don't get when you're typing on a PC.
Some parents give their kids devices from the time they're babies. I can only imagine what your thoughts on that are.
Well, here's the thing. A baby needs to learn and interact with the 3D world. You can't learn to stack a set of blocks by watching it on a screen. So, you're really doing a disservice to a baby by giving them a screen. Now, additionally, I traveled a lot this summer, and I saw so many parents in the airport trying to quiet their children by just handing them an iPad or handing them an iPhone. There's a term for this. It's called device calming. The problem is, if a kid is crying or having a tantrum, and then you hand them your iPad, and so now what you're doing is you're rewarding that negative behavior. So you may be making those emotional outbursts even worse unintentionally by rewarding it with the screen. So 2 things to be really wary about with our very, very young children.
That is a tough battle, though. As a parent with young kids, it's like, do you reward them and give them the iPad, or do you let them keep screaming and drive everybody crazy?
Listen, I give my 16-year-old their iPad when we're traveling.
Well, it's funny because I have a 7-year-old son, and he is a super jock, so he's constantly on the run. I'm constantly playing sports with him. Sometimes I need to give him his iPad just to give me a break for a couple of minutes. It's very funny, but it is a battle that I know parents struggle with each and every day. day? How much time is enough time and too much time and all that? Doc, great to talk with you here on this Labor Day morning. Thank you for this information.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right.